Hi. Late night with Bosops. Have Git let you resume. What is fargate and nested objects in JavaScript? Those are the topics I want to talk about on today's Technoevangelist vlog. This is day 21 of this crazy experiment. Let's see how far I can go with this. So last night, it was a late night. Oh my God, late night for me. I'm old. I'm getting old. It was a late night because last night was Bosops. Boston Ops. Yeah, Boston Ops, Bosops. It was hosted over at ThreatStack, and so thanks to them for giving us the space to talk with other people who are kind of doing similar jobs or similar roles. And I met lots of great people, had some amazing conversations, some really funny conversations. Again, thanks to ThreatStack for hosting that. And, meetups are an amazing way of just meeting other people who do maybe not exactly what you do, but similar roles. So you should be looking at meetup.com for similar events that you might be interested in. It doesn't have to be exactly what you do. Just find interesting stuff going on tonight and go. And you meet all sorts of interesting people. A few of us went on to a local bar called Merchant, which was right by their office and actually right by our office too. Yeah, it was a very fun evening. So yeah, that was great. Then I wanted to talk about a really neat article I saw by Amjith Ramanujam, who's Amjith R on Twitter. He wrote about a little Git hack that he calls open, that just, you run it and you see all the modified files or uncommitted files, and it just opens up your favorite editor. He uses Vim. You would have to modify it to open up something else. But you could. It's easy enough to do. And it'll open up to whatever you were doing last, before you last committed, or since you last pushed. So that's a really neat idea. I don't want to take exactly what he's doing, but I've tweaked my touch bar on the MacBook Pro so that when I change into a directory, I can see right there on the touch bar quantity of untracked and modified and added files. And a lot of people will have that in their command prompt. So why am I doing that on the touch bar? Well, I record a lot of videos for work, and sometimes those videos include the command prompt. And sometimes I get in front of a large group of people at a conference talking about stuff, and sometimes I'll show the command prompt. And I don't want to muddle up the screen with my current Git status. I want that to be available to me. So having it on the touch bar is great, but not necessarily something that confuses the crowd or confuses the people watching a video. So I like to have it in my touch bar, and I think I'll tweak it so that just tap that little button and it opens up, runs a similar command. Now, how do I tweak my touch bar to do that? I use Better Touch Tool. If you are not using Better Touch Tool and you have the touch bar, or you just want to tweak how your trackpad works, maybe you want to do something special if you tap with 4 fingers, or do a that rolling kind of tap, or a certain type of swipes or certain type of gestures. You can program all that using Better Touch Tool, and it's an amazing tool that I've had. I don't remember when I didn't have it. That's the way I use it, and I think that's the way I'm going to tweak Amjith's little hack called Open. So that was a neat little article. I think I found that through changelog. Next, there was a really great article, short article. If you don't understand what fargate is, or why it's important, or why you should care, there's this great article on Container Journal. Container Journal, by the way, is this really great online publication, always filled with really useful articles. I review it quite often. And there's an article written by Christopher Tozzi. By the way, I did a little searching. He doesn't seem to be on Twitter. He doesn't. That's interesting. It's interesting when you find somebody who does not, who is as prolific an author as he is, but doesn't seem to be on Twitter. I just find that interesting. Anyway, he talks about fargate, and definitely worth the read, and I'll link it below. Finally, I want to talk about accessing nested objects in JavaScript. So Dinesh Pandian, who's Flex Dinesh on Twitter, notice the Twitter, I like Twitter. So Flex Dinesh on Twitter, he talks about accessing nested objects. This is something that, I can't remember a project where I didn't have to access a nested object that sometimes I don't control. And so I can't, obviously you should never expect input to be of a certain format. You should always validate that input, but it's sometimes easier just to assume that it's going to be there, and then maybe a nested object isn't there, and you get that dreaded error, cannot get property of undefined. So it's there's plenty of ways of doing it, and I have some kind of go-to methods, but his was a nice article that just highlighted two really simple, much simpler than what I was using, two simple ways of approaching the problem. And I really appreciated this, because I wish I had read it just a couple of days earlier, because I did my usual crazy longer way to do it. So that's it. That is day 21. Thanks so much for watching. If you find this interesting, you are interested in whatever I'm learning over the last 24 hours, and maybe it gives you some pointers of things that you might want to learn over the next 24 hours, then please subscribe. You can click the link below. Why do I have a trouble with pointing to where this link? Anyway, somewhere down below, there is a subscribe button, and you can click that and then even get notified as well. And you will be notified as soon as the next video comes out. Now, that's some vloggers, some video channels, they're really good at always putting out their video at 9 a.m. Boom, always there. Yeah, I don't do that. I'd like to. That would be a great thing to do, but I do not. And so my videos will appear. It's appeared every day, but it will appear sometime between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. It's a long window. And so if you get notified, you will be notified when a video comes out. I'm trying to do it in the morning. It's so much better if I do it before I go to work rather than after I go to work, or when I at lunch or something else. It's so much better if I do it before. So I like to do it before, but yeah, who knows? Who knows? Anyway, this is a long rant on something that's totally not interesting to you. So subscribe, and then I won't have to rant about this. Well, not rant. Anyway, I won't have to talk about it anymore. And that brings me to the end. So thanks so much for watching, and yeah, goodbye.